I got to add myself to it. Welcome into the program. Good afternoon. Thank you guys for checking us out as always. We appreciate you. My name is Rob Sanders. I work here in Columbia, South Carolina, as the host of the rundown here on this fine YouTube channel. We also have we're also on the Rob and Kale Show Facebook page, so there's that too. Anyway, if you would like to join the program, I'm going to give you the link. We're going to talk about, I don't know what we're going to talk about today, to be honest with you. I got some cool stuff here, I think, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting show. If you would like to join, I'm going to have the link here in just a second. Get that in the mix for you here as we roll along today. Hope you're having a good Thursday afternoon as we're one step closer to the weekend, one step closer to week 0, by the way. Yep, that's the way that works. One step closer to week 0, and you can bet your bottom dollar there are going to be people that are going to forget next week is week 0. Shame on you. As the college football is life around here. All right, so we'll do some more we're doing the over and unders on the podcast with Jackpot and I, but we're gonna do let's see here, what else? Well, we're gonna do floor and ceiling with certain teams today. Shout out to Jay, shout out to David. Randall says, I already placed my $175 bet on the Clemson money line against Georgia. Wow. All right. Good for you. Jay wants to know if SDC Bias ever got his Valtrax script filled. That's pretty funny. All right. So there's that. Also, goodness, struggling today. Anyway, Jay says, I wonder why the house always makes money. Yeah, I got nothing for you on that. I don't even know where to go with that. All right, anyway, look, a couple of things that we'll put out there. First of all, people have been telling me, hey, that are new to the contest, the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. They don't understand certain things like why isn't the form out yet? Well, the form isn't out yet because we don't put the form out until the week of the games. That's why. And that's why you have a different form every week. So there's that. Also, we normally do our lines at vegasinsider.com. And the reason that we do them at vegasinsider.com is so everybody can go and look at them and make sure that they understand that we're not making shit up. Cosmos says my pug gets more viewers than this guy. Well, good for you. Maybe you can go and fuck your dog. It sounds like that's what you do. Someone that comes out and says things like that obviously fucks their dog. Your mom probably fucked the dog. That's probably how you got here. How's that? Little harshness here on the show. Gamecock Grind with says, what is Clemson's identity? I mean, do we really want to get into that? Clemson on the offensive side of the ball, I told you, wants to be a team that can line up in the spread, run the ball, especially with stretch plays. They also want to get the ball to, they want to throw jump balls to their receivers. They want big, huge guys. As far as on the receiving front, Mike Williams, guys like that. But they also want slot receivers. Clemson's really good when they have a good slot receiver and a great tight end. They just work better that way. So yeah, that's their identity on the offensive side of the ball. On defense, they're going to come after the passer, and they're going to lean on their secondary. So there you go. Anyway, that's what Clemson's identity is. All right, so let's go ahead and knock this out of the way here first. Somebody, you want to get in the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge? Link is in the description. be sure to check that out. I'm also looking at there was something that in the first set of games there aren't very many lines for the Hawaii game. Against what asshole team are they playing the first game of the season? Hawaii's like Vanderbilt. You don't know how many games they're going to win or lose or whatever. But so let's see here. As of right now, let me sign in. Hold on. What the hell? This is being silly up here. Let me let's sign in here. I think there we go. Anyway. All right, let's check this out. Anyway, I think there's one line. There's not a line with for the Hawaii game, so we have to get into that and figure that out. That's one of the things that we'll have to figure out where they were. So I mean, it's probably gonna be like 40 points, I would guess. I don't know. We'll have to see on that front. That's one of those shit games. The whole week of lines for that I mean, the only game that's of consequence, in my opinion, is the Florida State game, right? You know, so when I look at that, I'm like, okay, I know we want to pick games, but anyway, let's look at these odds really quick. The opening line on Vegas Insider for Florida State Georgia Tech is Florida State minus 11.5. That game's in Ireland, right? Yeah. Then you got Montana State and New Mexico. Montana State is a 4.5-point favorite in that game. SMU and Nevada. SMU's a 21.5-point favorite there. Oh, they do have it up for Delaware State and Hawaii now. Delaware State is a 27.5-point dog. That's the opening line for Delaware State and Hawaii. So there you go with that. Oh, then you got Rutgers and Howard. I mean, does Jackpot want to do those games? Oh, no, that's it because then the next game. So yeah, week one has 1, 2, 3, 4 matchups, and only one of them is like something that may affect the rest of the regular season. Florida State and Georgia Tech. By the way, we got some of Big Barney Ross's barbecue sauce, and we made barbecue on Sunday with it. So thank you, Big Barney Ross. All right, anyway, those games, we'll have that out next week. Pretty simple to fill out the form. If you need have questions or whatever, let me know. We'll get with you. We'll figure it out, okay? A little argument about baseball over in the comments section. Well, we're the last generation of fans that are going to watch baseball, so just the way that it is. All right, so you guys want me to do the ceiling floor on certain teams? Which way do you want to go? Pick out a team and I will do it. I can't remember what we did yesterday, but yeah, we'll be happy to do that this afternoon. I will be tomorrow night. I will be doing high school football. I DJ the events for Northside Christian School, which is here in Columbia. I already did the Vols. I did them yesterday. I thought they're 10-2 and 8-4. I think that's what I had them at. So, yeah, already done the balls. But anyway, it's kind of cool to see. Like I love watching just football in general, and being the DJ, I'm actually on the sideline, pretty much right behind the coaching staff, so I get to see what's going on out there. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But the other interesting thing is that these are small Christian schools, and a lot of these players play both ways. So by the fourth quarter, some of these young men our war slapped the hell out. Uh, I know the one kid last year was playing. There was one kid last year for Northside, if I remember correctly. He was playing. He was a safety, the quarterback, the punter, and the kicker. Think about that for a second. What a mess. Yeah, thank you, Clay. But yeah, I look back at that, and I think he was a junior last year, so look forward to seeing if he's going to be out there tomorrow night and playing. Where I mean, he plays all four of those positions. Played every snap. Think about that. Every snap he's out there. All right. Anyway, somebody said Georgia Tech. I can do Georgia Tech. That's not a problem. Let's look at Georgia Tech really quick here. Is that we can do Georgia Tech and Florida State today. That's fine. Let's look at them. So I'm in the camp where I see a team like Georgia Tech, and they remind me of Duke from last year. Okay. What I mean by that is that people talked about Duke played well in their bowl game, and you know Georgia Tech had kind of a renaissance season last year. I mean, they looked pretty good. Their coach is, he's taken over for a coach that was trying to do it, I thought, the right way, but then not really. All right, let's see here the schedule we'll do Georgia Tech. So let's do the worst case first. They lose to Florida State, lose to Louisville, lose to Duke, lose to North Carolina. That's 4 losses, 5 with Notre Dame, 6 with Virginia Tech. I mean, I could see 3-9. I could see 3-9 as like the worst there for them. All right, so let's go best case. I would love to see them beat Florida State next week, but I think something's going to have to go their way. So, and it comes down to for Florida State. We'll get into them in a minute, but I think that's a loss there. I think they beat Georgia State, Syracuse, VMI. That's 3 wins. Beats Duke, beats North Carolina at 5. Splits with Miami and NC State. That's a good for 6 wins. Yeah. So there you go. I got 6 wins as my best case for Georgia Tech. I think they're going to be outclassed as far as athletes and everything else with Georgia, Notre Dame, and Florida State. The other games we can make an argument about, maybe the Miami game too. So I think they're going to get somebody. They're going to get they may get NC State. They may get Miami. Those 2 games are at home. So a hell of a stretch here to end the season. Notre Dame at home, Virginia Tech on the road, Miami at home, NC State at home, and then Georgia on the road. Think about that. That is a hell of a 5-game stretch there for Georgia Tech. Now, it's easy to look at them and think that they could be hot dog water because they've been hot dog water for a while, but I don't know. It's one of those things with them that they're a team that they're like Auburn. I feel the same way about Auburn as I do about them, that they could surprise us or they could just be, what does Jackpot say? Mid. Mid's the best term there. Jackpot, speaking of, said if Mario Big Chest loses to the Nerds again this year, he should be shown the door. Well, he should be shown the door anyway. I mean, he's kind of Miami has top 15 roster talent, and they're the shits. So there's that. Anyway, that's Georgia Tech. So I guess my ceiling for them is 6, and the floor for them is 3. Maybe that's just the way I feel about. I don't know. That's. I thought it would be better than that, but I guess not. All right, let's look at Florida State. Oh goodness. Florida State has, you've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could see 11 wins, 11-1. I think it's hard to go through any season undefeated, and they have 3 games against teams that are in the top 25. They play at Notre Dame on November the 9th, at Miami on the Halloween weekend, and then they've got Clemson 3 weeks before that. So I think they drop one of those games, and I don't know which one it's going to be. I would like to. I'd love for it to be Clemson, but I don't think it's going to be. I think that. I mean, if we're being realistic here, on the other front, though, in my opinion, fuck them and their quitting asses. And I hope they go fucking 0-12. But 11-1 is the ceiling there. Here's the floor. They could lose to Georgia Tech. They could lose to Memphis. So Memphis is going to be that G5 team that's trying to get into the playoff. They could lose to SMU. They could lose to Clemson. That's 4 losses. They could lose at Miami. I could see a 6-6 floor for Florida State. Anybody want to argue with me about that? I could see 11-1, but I also know who their quarterback is and how he is an abysmal failure that has failed everywhere he's went. I mean, let's just be honest. He's failed everywhere he's went. He was supposed to be the guy that he was supposed to. He was the Chad Holbrook. There's a baseball reference for you. He was the guy that had a Corvette and turned it into a Pinto. It's kind of what he did with Clemson, and went to Oregon State and didn't really do well there. So I don't like, there's talk about his dad's talking about how Norvell is like the quarterback. Shut up. What a shit show. Sven says that's SMU's first ever power format since 30 years, and the Pony Express rolled through Dallas. That place will be on fire. Yep. And if they go in there and take SMU lightly, they will get rolled. They absolutely will get rolled. So I'm telling you, I'm not buying Florida State. I'm not. Randall says that Crusty Balls will get fired in a couple of years. Okay. Yeah. Remember when he was like, everybody wanted him as a coach? Like he was up there at Oregon and everybody wanted him. Now, bear in mind this too. What did Miami give him that, to pull him away from there, where Phil Knight and Nike couldn't keep him? I wonder what the hell that is. Seriously. Yeah, so there's that. That's one of those weird stories. You're telling me that as loved as he was, what was that Miami could give him that he couldn't think he could get up in Oregon from Phil Knight? He had the opportunity to, not make himself like a Pac-12 power up there because they were already that, but you had the opportunity to do what Dan Lanning has done. Try to be the Georgia of the West Coast. Be the physical brand of football that nobody else plays out there because there's all kinds of, there's all kinds of finesse bullshit out there. You don't have to be that way. You could be the West Coast version of Georgia, which is what Lanning's trying to do. Rob, are y'all having Addy shortages still? You keep yawning. I should take my Adderall. I forgot to take it today. Thanks for bringing out my ADD there, Jay. Asshole. Asshole. So Phil Knight couldn't give him South Beach and a tan. Yeah, but I don't know. All right, so there's two teams there. Who else you got? So I did Florida State and Georgia Tech. What other team you guys want next? Yesterday we did what? Tennessee. I can't remember who all we did yesterday. Sven says Rob, the problem with Lanning that he always gets beaten in the big ones. DeBoer crashed this man. Yeah, yeah, that's true. The keys to yachts. Good. Young Jay's got me all nervous. Want me to go take my damn medicine. Anyway, so there's that. All right, so what they're still trying to give out time release around here, and that's funny. I we've talked about that on the program that I have severe ADHD. It's funny because I have this whole thing where I can be working on like seven different projects at one time and be working really hard but not finish anything. I have to learn to, and the medicine helps, but focus on one thing at a time. So did we do Missouri yesterday? I think we did, but let me run through them again really quick here. Mizzou. This is Carolina Jackpot's favorite team, by the way. He runs around screaming, "Go Cox, go Cox, go Cox," because it's what he likes. I don't know. I don't know what the hell his problem is, but I think he likes to do that because we live here. But I think he's a Mizzou fan. Go back and look at the last 4 episodes. He's been wearing the Mazodcast hat. Just saying. Missouri. Yeah, their schedule is the shits. They got Murray State, the Racers. Let's go ceiling first. Murray State 1, Buffalo 2, Boston College 3, Vanderbilt 4, A&M. Yeah, 11-1 is their best case. I mean, Massachusetts, Auburn, Alabama. I think that's a game they'll drop. Oklahoma's at home. South Carolina's on the road. Mississippi State's on the road. Arkansas is at home. So yeah, 11-1. I think that worst case, I don't think they lose a game. They should go perfect in September. That puts them at 4 wins regardless. And then I guess dropping the A&M game, dropping so 9-3 would be your best. Would be your floor there. I think a 9-3 season would be the shits for them. So yeah. So there we go with that. Mizzou. All right, we can do. Let's see if I can see one more here. My girl gets mad while I'm watching TV while I'm behind her. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Let's do did we Florida. Yeah, we could do Florida. Florida Gators. We kind of looked at them a little bit last night, but the ceiling for Florida. Look, I like to look at what Las Vegas thinks at the beginning of the season about a team. My big thing with them is that they're a 2.5-point dog at home to Miami. And we keep getting fed this whole line that Miami's outstanding. I don't know if I'm buying that or not. Cam Ward got the ACC preseason player of the year, and he's never taken a fucking snap in conference. Think about that for a second. I mean, that's pretty shitty. I think the ACC should the teams, right, can submit the players that they want as who they think should be in that player of the year category. I think that teams shouldn't submit a player that hasn't played in the conference. Maybe I'm old school by thinking. Anyway, Florida, let's say best case scenario, they beat Miami, they beat Samford, they beat Mississippi State. That's what, 3 wins. UCF is a win is 4. Kentucky's a win. At home is 5. Then the end of that schedule is just brutal. Georgia, Texas, LSU. The whole month of November. Wait. Hold on just a second. I've said for a long time here, the Gamecocks aren't winning a game in October. Florida will not win a game in November. Write it down. There you go. We'll put that on the bookcase of accountability, which, by the way, the link is in the description for that. The Florida Gators will not win a game in November. Their November schedule is as follows. They play Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida State. So they have 5 games in November there, and I think they lose all 5 of them. Anybody want to bet against that? What's more likely to happen? Them losing all 5 of those games or South Carolina being winless in October? Just saying. They are going to lose all 5 of those games in November. Octavian told me different. Yeah. I think they lose all 5 of those. They go 0 for November. Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Oh goodness. I like looking at the tickets thing on the side where it tells you how much tickets are. So like tickets for the Sanford game are $15. So yeah. But then tickets for the Tennessee game are $246. Tickets for the Florida State game are $209. Oh, shout out to Mama Tori. She got released from the hospital today. Still trying to figure out what she's home rest. Very good. Don't be getting Mama Tori upset, sir. All right, so Mississippi State. So Florida, by the way, their ceiling is 5 wins, or we'll go 6, and their floor is 1. I don't want to be too harsh on them, but we'll go 3 is the floor. All right, so we'll do Mississippi State and then we'll do Texas, and then we gotta I gotta get got some shit I gotta do, but let's do Mississippi State. Now, see, it's not really fair because Mississippi State is a complete rebuild. But let me paint you a story here with Mississippi State. They've got all kinds of new players coming in. They're trying to not really get past the Mike Leach era, all right? Because if Leach were still alive, he would still be coaching there, in my opinion. But their new coach Levy has a unique offense that maybe, let's just say, maybe the offense comes in and there's a little bit of a maybe they don't quite maybe they take the SEC not by storm, not coming in and blowing people out, but against teams like Florida, who may be the shits this year, and Arkansas, they may be better than what we think they're going to be. Okay? So, best case scenario, let's go there first. They're going to beat Eastern Kentucky. They're going Arizona State wasn't very good last year. They got to play them on the road, but let's just say that they're able to get that one too. And they beat Toledo and Florida. That's 4 wins. Arkansas is 5, UMass is 6. After that, it's kind of tough there. But let's just say 6 wins is the ceiling. All right, so let's just say that their offense doesn't do well, and they're trying to figure it out early on, and it doesn't work out too well for them. I could see them losing, just beating Eastern Kentucky and Toledo and UMass. So 3 wins is the floor for them. All right, let's do Texas. Texas Longhorns, first year in the conference. You know, teams that generally come into the conference, sometimes they have trouble, and then they go from there. Randall says, "Is Texas better than Clemson this year?" Texas has a starting safety that was a starting safety for Clemson last year. And for some reason, that just chaps my ass. Well, I can't pronounce the guy's name, but it chaps my ass that happens. But best case scenario for Texas is I'm going to go 11-1 because they have 4 games on the schedule that I think are going to be in a touchdown or less as far as them being favored. Michigan, which is on the road. Oklahoma, which is always a shootout. Georgia, their first game in Georgia. Holy shit! And in a while, I don't know if they ever played there or not. And then A&M. Harry Legs says they got an easy schedule draw. Well, let's adjust that. Let's check that. So the first bye week for them is before the Oklahoma game. So yeah, but they got Oklahoma and Georgia in back-to-back weeks. So yeah, they also play at Florida. First time in the swamp. I don't know. Maybe those kids aren't used to that. And then at Arkansas, Kentucky at home, and then A&M on the road. So best case scenario for me is that they are an 11-win team. I think they drop one of those 3 to either Michigan, Oklahoma, or Georgia. But I think that's best case. The floor for them is I think they lose those 3 games. Or they lose those 4 games and finish 8-4. Lose to Michigan, Oklahoma, Georgia, and A&M. And wouldn't it be the shit if oh, I'm sorry, they don't play at Florida. Florida plays them. Georgia visits them. I'm looking at it backwards. Sorry about that. But wouldn't it be some shit if they played Kentucky November 23rd and they're looking ahead a little bit, just a little bit, to Texas A&M the following week where they have to go on the road. And on senior night, Stoops goes in there and hands them their ass. That would be just great. By the way, tickets are $56 if you want to see the Kentucky matchup. But if you want to go 7 days later and see the matchup with Texas A&M, it's $584. That was something I was going to put on the show. Maybe Jackpot and I'll do that on Sunday. Or I might do it tomorrow. I don't know. But what is the most that you would pay for a regular season game? I mean, think about it. What's the most that you would pay? I think face value on a Clemson ticket now is $110, something like that. I personally, I'm so spoiled from going to games that it's hard for me to wrap my head around paying to go to a game. But if it's a regular season game, I'd pay $200 to go to a Palmetto Bowl matchup just because my friends will be there. I'd pay that. I'd pay $200 to see a Florida State Clemson game at either spot. Notre Dame game at Clemson, I'd probably pay $200 for that. Yeah. I don't know if I'd go any higher than that, though. Rooster says, I pay to stay in my house and drink my beer while using my restroom without a line. I'm with you. Look, what Rooster's saying makes a lot of sense. So, in the end, though, I think as we get older, going to a game is like an adventure. Like, oh, God. It's so much work. Going to a game when you're younger is awesome. It's more, I'm going to drink and do all that stuff, If I go to a game up at Clemson, that's the other thing, too. If I go, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm Johnny Q popular because I'm not. But if I go and I don't go and visit certain people's tailgate, it hurts their feelings. I'm just going to be honest with you. When I go with Positive Mike, friend of the program, and I hang out with him because that's just my buddy. I love Positive Mike. I know we're going to drink good bourbon. We're going to have great food. and we're going to be sitting in a good spot. So I do that. Now, I do go visit Lawton Swan from Clemson Sports Talk. He's also my buddy. So there's that too. But on the same front, there are certain people that if I don't go and visit, they get upset. Do you have that problem where if you don't go and visit certain people, they get upset with you and they're, you know, why didn't you come to my game? Why didn't you come and hang out with me? Well, I don't know. Some of you, I don't like your wives. They want to bitch at us. Oh, you're having another bourbon. You've already had 2 today. This one lady literally hit us with that. And I literally said back to her, yeah, we're going to probably have 3 or 4 more. And then we're probably going to put some in the flask to go in the game. I actually said that. The Clemson Notre Dame game in 2015, where it got rained, we got rained on like hell. we we were so drunk going into the game, and I remember we're drunk and we're cold. Okay, I remember that, but I also remember like carrying in the flask to 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 the game. Let's see. I've got a picture of that game. Hold on, see if I can pull that up really quick here. Let you guys check that out. It's pretty cool. You could kind of see my face with how drunk I was. And I don't really like drink like that anymore. I know it's not. I mean, I don't, but I guess I kind of do. What I mean by that is that when we go, it's a little bit different. We still get tanked, but not like it's not crazy anymore. Let's see here. I'm trying to pull up the picture here where we're at the. So my cousin Billy is a huge Notre Dame fan, and he came down for that game, and he was so um he was so just beyond happy to get down here to go to a game, and then it ends up raining the entire time. Worst flood that we've had in fucking forever. And Billy ends up coming down for that game. Hold on, let me see if I got it here. Scrolling for that really quick here. I also think when you go to a game like that, that it ends up being like people with get upset with me about this, but you're supposed to have some drinks at the game. You know, it's just the way that it is. Hold on, let's see here. I'm trying to find this picture. Bear with me. Didn't know I had to have it up front here. I've got it somewhere. But we're all kind of hammered, and you could just see it in my face, and then you could see it in Billy's face too, because Billy's like, this is after we've been getting rained on all fucking day. That's the other thing too. We're all getting rained on. It's just terrible. We stayed for the whole game though, which was what you're supposed to do. But we get we ended up drinking a lot more bourbon and a lot more beer than we were supposed to. There's a picture of me. So we got there like 8 o'clock in the morning. There's a picture of me at like 5:30 in the afternoon. I'm sitting in a lawn chair just sleeping. Of course, I got mocked to hell for that. But yeah, that's one of those games that everybody talks about. Oh, I was at that game. Yeah, it was capacity. I've heard more people say, "Hey, I was at that game," than they actually were. You know what I mean? So there's that too. Hold on, where is it? Come on. I have to scroll through all of this stuff to find it. Is there a game that you guys have that's like that? Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know where Rob has an SEC bias is today. He might be on the corner turning tricks. He was very strange last night coming at me with his nonsense. Yeah, Clemson didn't play anybody in the year they won the national title. Yeah, but they beat the best team in the conference by 28 points. I mean, what do you want from me? I don't understand all that. All right, hold on one second and let me answer this call really quick. All right, so that was sorry about that. That was my brother. Our air conditioner's acting up. He just was telling me he's coming to fix it. So thank him for that. So there you go. I'm not hanging up on anybody. The Osterine rage quit. No, come on now. Lee wants to know if I still have the gold or our hairless guinea pigs. No. So story about that. The hairless guinea pigs, the hay kept messing with the wife's allergies, so we gave them away. Jackpot says the deaf dog ate the gerbil. No, ate the hamster. He couldn't hear the piercing scream, so technically it never happened. Now he's mocking my deaf dog. God damn it, Jackpot. You want to talk shit about my team, sir? I can fucking deal with that. But do not talk about a man's dog, Jackpot. Especially you. You've got great dogs. Why are we bringing dogs into the conversation? And how can I pick on your dogs? You got the little itty bitty dogs that are just cute as all get out. And then Ziggy's the best damn dog ever. But then you got throw stuff at me because I have a dog with special needs that cannot hear me when I call him. Pretty sad, Jackpot. Pretty sad. Come on, man. You could do better than that. Mocking my damn dog. And now I can't find this picture. It's pretty fucking sad. But yeah, my dog is deaf, and there's that. So it was weird because when I went to get him, it was like this whole thing of we're going to Karen's like, get this dog. And I'm like, all right. So we get that dog, and then he ends up being deaf. Now Karen's got a history of having dogs that are that have special needs. So that's kind of a thing. All right, cool. I found the picture. Here we go. Let's see if I can share this really quick here. Present, share screen. All right, here we go. All right, there you go. There is myself and my cousin Billy. This was the night. By the way, this T-shirt I designed for Clemson Sports Talk. Jackpot says, how's it making fun of a deaf dog if you say it can't hear? Damn it, Jackpot. Come on now. Come on now. Yes, we did get the dog from the animal shelter. My wife was looking online and found it and then went from there. So, yeah, we did. But, yeah, it's kind of kind of silly how that worked out. But he is my dog, and I don't know. I'm very sensitive about that dog. I don't know why. No, that is a retro Joe Montana jersey. That's my cousin Billy wearing a retro Joe Montana jersey. And of course, it's raining and pissing on us like crazy there. And we all were just tanked. There's another picture here. Hold on. Let's see here. There's one other picture that was taken at that game. Where is it? It should be. Where is it? Damn it. It's right over here. All right. Oh, here it comes. Here's where all the ACC championship game. But then we have this one. This one's the one where you could really, yeah, this one. There you go. Look at us. We all were. There is Positive Mike. There is Billy and myself. And we look like just fucking drunk. Drunk. That was us that night. We were almost Jackpot drunk. Almost. When Jackpot has a little bit of the bourbon and he gets silly, we were about there on that. So yeah, I was kind of holding up the on the rock there. So there's that. But anyway, I pick at Jackpot about that, but Jackpot's hilarious. Jay says this is pre no sleeves Rob. Look, people get upset with me about the whole no sleeves thing. I've always been a guy that, like, when I'm at home, I'm wearing a tank top regardless. I just, I always wear like the undershirts because when I was in the military, we had to wear those. But I just feel more comfortable wearing that. I don't know. And it's also funny that like guys get upset by it more than girls or whatever. I'm like, You're upset about the fact that I've got fucking shoulders, motherfucker? And you're waiting to hit puberty? What the hell's wrong with you? It's kind of silly. By the way, it says more about you if you're commenting on what some other guy's wearing as far as their undershirt, for God's sake. The privacy of my own home. So, yeah. Actually, I do not have nipple rings. It's funny. I do not have nipple rings. No, this is actually Jackpot gave me this Clemson shirt for Christmas. I have a Clemson Tiger shirt that Jackpot gave me. Lee says he doesn't wear pants at home. I wear workout shorts every day at home. So like tonight I have I'm hosting a trivia gig at my friend's bar. So I will be wearing clothes for that. But generally I wear golf shorts and a golf shirt for that. Tomorrow night I will be out at the Northside Christian game. And for that, since it's going to be 806 fucking degrees, I will be wearing a pair of just regular shorts and a t-shirt. Because it is hot. Hot, I tell you. It gets so hot our speaker setup starts to fuck around. We have to keep fans on some of our speakers. They get so hot. But yeah. I might take some pictures tomorrow night. I'll post them on my Twitter page at Rob Sounds Good. And so you guys can see, because it's kind of cool to see it up there. Look, I goof on Jackpot about being a Mazodcast fan, but that motherfucker loves those Gamecocks to the core. I mean, it's almost gross. That's all I can say to that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost gross. He loves his team. He really does. So, yeah, there's that. It was the thrift store new. Don't mock this gift. I like this gift the Jackpot gave me. Anyway. So, oh, I told Jackpot something the other day. Yeah, Mazodcast. We love the Mazodcast. Yeah, you should go and listen to the Mazodcast. It's actually really funny. It's all about Mizzou stuff, but it's actually a pretty good show. But I told Jackpot something the other day. Like, I haven't missed a Braves game watching it on television or listening to the radio in like 4 years. A lot of times I listen to it on delay, but I'm one of those weird, crazy Braves fans. I missed. There's been years where I haven't watched all the Clemson games in football, but I've watched every Braves game. I guess it's just kind of been woven into my existence, and I love baseball that much, you know? So, yeah, one of the weird little things about me here. All right, so we did SEC over and under last night, and what was the Jackpot and I were working on that. Let's see here. What do we? Oh yeah, we both had Alabama over 9.5. I have we had Arkansas under 4.5. Auburn over for me, under for Kale at 7.5. Both of us had Florida over the 4.5. Yeah, Jackpot may have talked me into that. Georgia 10.5. We both had them over. Kentucky, I had them under. Kale had them over. LSU, Kale has them under. I have them over. And Mississippi State, we both have them under. So we're going to do the rest of the SEC on Sunday. Tomorrow on the program, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll figure that out as we roll along. You know, I tell you guys this every day. It's so cool that you guys show up and talk sports with us. I mean, it makes me really happy. And I know a lot of people tune in to Jackpot's lives because they love his reaction, but it's cool that a lot of you stick around for some of the sports stuff that we have and some of the, some of the stuff that we just put out there. So we appreciate you. If you would like to support the show, join the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. The link is in the bio. Also, check out the bookcase of accountability, which we're adding to it today. The Florida Gators are not winning a game in November. We will have no wins for the Gamecocks in October. And then in November, the Florida Gators will not win a football game. They can pack their shit up after Halloween and get ready for softball season. Because remember, we've done the research, and that's the only thing that we're good at Florida. Now, please do not send this to Octavian because I don't need to hear his shit. But that's added to the bookcase of accountability thing. Rob has an SEC bias. Says Cocktober is a real thing in these parts. Brother, I don't know what game you think you're going to win there. Just saying. Trying to be as honest as I can with you folks. But for right now, that's where I'm rolling. I think that Florida's not winning a game in November. South Carolina, no wins in October. No wins in October. I'm close to saying Vanderbilt's not going to win an SEC game. I'm researching that a little bit more. Vanderbilt may not win an SEC game. I wonder if I could like put some crazy parlay together online for that. Just saying, that might be a cool thing to do. Vandy doesn't win an SEC game. Florida doesn't win after Halloween. South Carolina doesn't win in October. Wonder if anybody take my bet for that. All right. Well, once again, thank you guys so much. I don't know what Jackpot's going to put out there this weekend. I always have a video or two of his that I miss. But hold on. Jay says Vandy versus South Carolina will be epic. No, it won't. Do you realize, like, and I'm just being real here. Do you know how far behind Vanderbilt is? I mean, seriously, how far behind Vanderbilt is on the recruiting front, on little things like coaching staff, having enough coaches. They are that far behind. So when they win a conference game, it is a big fucking deal. I mean, it really is. So and South Carolina's beat them, 18 times in a row? Even the Gamecock teams that have been shitty have still beaten Vanderbilt. That's one of those games where if you lose that game, if you're not Steve Spurrier, your ass is probably getting fired. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be as honest as we can about stuff over here. And especially with the Gamecocks, because I'm close to that program with what I do for WVOC here. The post-game show, by the way, for WVOC, I host that. If you like a post-game show that's honest, I'm gonna you can listen to that on the iHeartRadio app. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I don't stream it on the Jackpot channel here because Jackpot's live streams may run over. I don't want to interrupt with all of that, but it's a good place to go, especially if you're a Gamecock fan and you want honest opinion of the game. We have comments from the head coach of Beamer right after the game. If you're a Gamecock fan, it really is. It's one of the best Gamecock friendly shows that's out there. Okay, you guys should join us there. All right, now I'm going to get the information to you on that, and it's going to be pretty cool. So my 20th year, 20 or 21st year covering the Gamecocks, working on that show. So Clark Lee has a better record against Sunbelt Billy than Shane Beamer. Why are you bashing your own coach, Jackpot? Give him time. He'll kick himself or he'll kick a cooler. See you guys tomorrow.